It started like any other lazy Los Angeles morning. Clear sky, faint hum of traffic, that strange silence the city has before it gets loud. Then a low rumble of an idling car in front of the Bank of America on Laurel Canyon. A gray Chevy Celebrity. Two men inside, both wearing black from head to toe. They moved like machines, deliberate and synced. When they opened the car doors, the first thing you saw was the armor, heavy, layered, almost metallic looking under the sun. Larry Phillips was tall and broad. Emil Mătăsăreanu, stockier, slower, but every bit as focused. They'd prepped for months, drilling until muscle memory replaced hesitation. They both carried rifles that didn't belong in a city street. Phillips had a Narration Type 56, an AK variant, converted to full auto with a 75-round drum magazine. He also had a Bushmaster XM15, another illegal conversion with twin 100-round Beta C drums. Emil carried a Heckler & Koch HK91, chambered in 308, heavy, loud, and devastating. Between them they had over 1,000 rounds of ammunition, plus sidearms, and they'd armored themselves nearly head to toe. Even their legs were covered. Regular police rounds couldn't touch them. They entered the bank fast, blasting the ceiling to control the room. Customers dropped flat, screaming, hands over their heads. You could hear their boots clanking on the tile as they shouted orders. One teller tried to crawl away. Phillips fired near her feet, just to make a point. Within minutes, they had over $300,000 in cash. But the die packs detonated, spraying the bills red. That changed everything. When they stepped back into the morning light, their plan was already bleeding out. Phillips took point, scanning, calm as ever. Emil walked behind him with that massive HK91 resting on his forearm like a sledgehammer. A patrol car turned the corner. Phillips didn't hesitate. He raised the AK and unleashed a burst that shattered the windshield and sent the officers scrambling behind their doors. Cops poured in from every direction, but their pistols were useless. You could actually see rounds hitting the robbers and bouncing off like raindrops. Phillips advanced up the street, firing in long, disciplined bursts. When one of his rifles jammed, he set it down calmly, drew another, and kept shooting. He was surgical, knees bent, posture tight, moving cover to cover like he'd trained for war. Emil stayed near the car, crouching and firing that 308 down the street. He lifted the gun under his chin and ended it right there on the street. Emil was still firing near the car, legs shredded, armor cracked. SWAT surrounded him, shooting to disable. When he went down, he screamed in pain, bleeding from multiple wounds. Officers moved in cautiously. They didn't know if he still had grenades or explosives. Paramedics couldn't reach him for nearly an hour because it was still considered an active scene. He bled out on the pavement. That shootout changed everything. Police weapon policies, training, even patrol vehicle loadouts. But for anyone there that day, those 40-odd minutes weren't about reform or tactics. It was raw survival. Two men turned an ordinary street into a battlefield. And the city of Los Angeles never forgot the sound of those guns.